Well, for everybody who is wondering, I am gonna put out content daily. Um, this video is gonna be a little bit longer because it's breaking down basically for anyone who doesn't know. I feel like there are five types of black women in America, or maybe in the world, but I'm just gonna say in America because I haven't. I mean, I've been overseas. I've been in the UK, so I have experienced black women in other countries, but these are just the black women that I've come across in America and the different types. I wrote it down. There's five types. All right, five. So I'm gonna break it down and try to explain it in this video as simple as possible. Hopefully, somebody learned something from this, or they have similar experiences that I've had. So let me fix the volume because I'm recording on the phone, dude. I don't have any equipment to record, so I'm just kind of winging it on my phone. I'm trying to give you guys daily content. All right, so let's start with the first type. I'm gonna start with the most common types of black women I come across to the least common type. So the most common type I come across is the Negropean. Now, what is a Negropean? A Negropean, in my opinion, is a black woman who appropriates or who basically is kind of like so indulged in Western civilization's cultures and don't really have a sense of their own heritage as a black woman. These types of women will usually not come out the house without like color contacts, fake hair, fake nails, fake everything. They'll usually be conformist, but I also said that the self-hating black woman is a type when they're conformist, but the Negropean is just a woman who basically is kind of like, I want to say a sheep. Oh yeah, I guess you could say a sheep. They're kind of like brainwashed into not having any sense of self. They're usually the polar opposite of the pro-black female, the pro-black woman. So I mean, in their minds, they're completely okay with how they are, and they're fully functional. So they're like, "Oh, I got a job, I got this, I got that," but they don't really have any sense of self. So that would be the Negropean. The Negropean is the highest percentage of black women you will come across in America. I want to say about 70%, maybe. Just really, really like sheepish as far as their behavior and what they like. I guess you could call it like the basic black chick is like the Negropean. Um, you know, they'll basically have all these excuses as to why they don't like to wear their natural hair, or they don't really like to work out. Usually most Negropeans don't really like to work out. They'll just and they just follow a lot of trends. So I guess the Negropean is basically the equivalent of the basic white bitch who goes to Starbucks, I want to say. So that's what the Negropean is. I mean, not much to say. The Negropean is, you can see them everywhere. So I don't really need to describe it too much more for you guys because there's four other types I want to get into. So, yeah, the Negropean is basically just the basic, you know, live by the white standard of beauty type of black chick who has to have like the flowing long weave, the fake eyes, fake nails, have to have like the name brand, the Jordans. They got to wear jeans with Jordans, or just the basic sheep like black chicks or whatever. The next type, I say I will go for the most common to the least common. The next type would be the self-hating slash conformist. The difference between a self-hating black chick and a Negropean is the self-hating go like, they have some of the traits of the Negropean, like they'll have the weave, they'll have the fake contacts, they'll have the fake this, fake that, but these are usually the ones that not only do they not see, the difference is the Negropean just aren't educated on the knowledge, they have no knowledge of self, but because they're not educated, The self-hating will usually have knowledge of self, but denounce things about their culture, their black culture. They'll go out of their way to throw their interracial relationship in your face, or they'll go out of their way to bash other black people, not just black men, on social media. They go out of their way to run from the fact that they have some kind of underlying issue as to why they're self-hating. But they'll never call themselves self-hating. They'll just say niggas ain't shit, fucking, bitches ain't shit. Like, I could do bad by myself. I don't need no man, or, I'd rather date outside. They rather just date outside their race. And basically, this is going to segue into the next type. So the self-hating is basically a slightly different from the Negropean, a little less common. But most times the self-hating black woman doesn't know that she's a self-hating black woman. So it's kind of like a Negropean in denial, except they go out of their way to bash other black women and black men and black culture, and always find something negative to say about it. So that's the self-hating. So we had the Negropean and the self-hating. Those are the two types I broke down so far. The next type, which is a little, I'm going to go less popular. So Negropean's number one. Self-hating number two. Now, a smaller percentage is the Asiaphile black woman. I didn't want to say kawaii or whatever people say, or weeaboo or whatever the fuck they call them. But basically, I'm breaking down the black woman who is obsessed with Asian culture. It doesn't have to be Japanese. It doesn't have to be Chinese. It doesn't have to be Malaysian. It doesn't have to be anything, but she's just obsessed with Asian culture. Usually these are chicks that are like fake ass Buddhist, or not all of them. Some of them are actually into this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna get to that in a second. So I'm not saying if you're into that, you're a fake ass Asiaphile black woman. But it's like my criteria, if I think of you as an Asiaphile black woman, is you know more about Asian culture than you know about black culture. 90% of the time, an Asiaphile black woman knows way more about Asian culture than she knows about black culture. Like, way more. She's watched way more anime than she's ever read about black history. She knows way more about, Korean dramas, or just K-pop, J-pop, just not just that stuff. That's just the stuff that comes to my head, but they're just way more into that stuff. And usually these are the type of chicks that will only date a certain type of black guy. Like, he has to also be into that stuff. So they're kind of like a hybrid of the self-hating black chick, but not really. It's like they're self-hating, but they're kind of masking it in this whole fucking obsession with Asian culture. So it's, in my opinion, a lot of these types of personalities definitely stem from self-hate, but they'll never admit it. Yeah, so they're just kind of like, those are more common in like the anime, the gaming community, the nerd community. You'll see them around the way, you know what I mean? But it's okay to be into that stuff, but when they're like way too into it, you know what I'm saying? Like a normal black woman can be into that stuff. I'm not saying if you're into it at all, you're an Asiaphile, but I'm saying when they're way too into it, then it's like, okay, come on, this is a bit much, you know what I'm saying? So Asiaphiles, they're usually kind of hard to connect with, like with me, like around the way black guy. I don't watch anime. I'm not into any of that shit. I'm pretty straightforward, like about what I like, what I'm into. I like football and sports, and that shit does not fly. Like an Asiaphile woman will 98% of the time not be into sports at all, especially some shit like football. So I usually have nothing in common with these types of females. And sometimes they fine as hell though, so I like talking to them and stuff, but it usually is like just that they're just hot, and we have nothing to talk about. All right, so moving on. So I did Negropean, Asiaphile, self-hating. All right, the next type, I'll tell you I'm going down by percentage. So the next type, which is a smaller percentage, I want to say about 20%. 20%. Let's say the Negropean is about 70%. Let's say 60% Negropean. Let's say about 10% Asiaphile, 10% self-hating, and let's say 10% pro-black. Okay, so we're gonna do 50% Negropean, 20% Asia self-hating, 10% Asiaphile, and let's say 5%. Now we're gonna do pro-black women. Not fucking Beyonce. That her, she's not pro-black. That was just a fucking like, you know, she had a moment, a pro-black moment. I guess you could say, but I wouldn't consider her pro-black because it's a fucking lifestyle. Pro-black women. I usually like these types of women. I'm not saying they're all fucking like wearing their hair naturally. You can be pro-black and have extensions and shit. I'm not saying that. It's a lifestyle. It's how you carry yourself. It's your study. Do you study the culture? Do you have knowledge of self? You know, and I don't mean just posting shit on Facebook like fucking links to like, you know, pro-black era shit or links to like fucking African heritage. And I'm not talking about shit like that. I'm talking about, do you actually educate yourself? Do you, you know, do you live that life? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's a very small percentage of black women. I kind of fuck with those types of black women if they're not too extreme, because I mean, I do nigga shit, and a lot of, you know, that's not the pro black way. Honestly, it's, you know, they teach you that, you know, the black woman is the queen, and you know they're into like empowerment. And I mean, I'm kind of like a hybrid. I'm kind of like pro black, but I'm also into like a lot of nigga shit. So I can rock with these types of women as long as they're not like way too OD serious about the shit, or are not about the shit, but like how they relate to me. So like, I understand you're into that shit, but don't try to impose it on me all the time. You know how those people that are into something and they like super serious, like you can't joke around them, you can't be on some nigga shit around them, or they'll be like, oh, like, you know, don't disrespect me, or, you know. So as long as you like, oh, cool with it, we can have those types of conversations and stuff. But as long as you're not too militant, I guess it's the word I'm looking for, then I don't have a problem with it. So pro-black women are like, I want to say 5%, and the other 5%, the fifth type of black women are the normal black women. This is the smallest percentage of black women you will find in America. This is the percentage of women that I would like to date. As far as black women are concerned, they're very hard to find. They're usually like, I call them normal because I'm not saying you're abnormal if you're any of the other types, but by normal, I guess I should say balanced. They can be into all the other shit. They can be into Asian culture. They can be pro-black. They can not be pro-black. It doesn't matter. But they're normal. They're balanced. All the other four types I mentioned were just like way too extreme. You know what I'm saying? And what they are in their cultural bias, or whatever. So, yeah, I feel like the normal black chick is like the leprechaun, the fucking unicorn, the leprechaun. You know, it's like the fucking rainbow. They're really hard to find, but those are the chicks that, like, I guess you could say, quote unquote wifey material. Man, they're hard as fuck to find. Like, you think you'll find them in colleges and shit, but like, you mostly find Negropeans in colleges. You don't really find like normal black chicks that are like really well versed and well rounded. If you do, man, you're lucky as hell. You know, just try to make it work. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, man, the normal black chick is usually into all kinds of stuff. She's balanced. You know, she's not too much of you know, a conformist. She's not too pro-black, but she has knowledge of self. She's not super into like wearing fake everything, but sometimes, you know, in moderation, she might wear like some contacts every now and then. That's cool. She might be into anime. She might be into Asian culture. That's cool too, in moderation. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you can hold a conversation with her. She's usually more logical and more balanced, and I think those types of women are also more successful. In my opinion, they probably are better at dealing with different types of people because they're more balanced within themselves. So that's about it. I don't know. I may put this video out, or I may re-record. We'll see. I'm gonna check it out, but I want to know what you guys think. Like I said, follow me on Twitter at bbw_Messiah, and follow me on Snapchat bbw space Messiah. So hopefully you like my content. I'm gonna try to give you guys a video every single day. You know, I just feel like, a lot of these issues don't get touched on that much, and I just want to keep it short and sweet. So I hope you guys like it, and peace out.